You had 3 fights, 2 Gundams, and a mid-season upgrade. And the best you can give Gato was a draw? What kind of main Gundam protagonist are you? Hey guys, it's 101R Smith, and I'm coming back at you again today with another review. This time of the Master Grade Gundam GP01 Full Burner? Full Burner. See, that's the thing with this kit, or just with this Gundam in general. It's just, some call it Full Burner, some call it Full Vernier. Now, you would think because the main function of this upgrade was to make the GP01 stable in space, so you would think Full Vernier, but Bandai and Sunrise always label it as Full Burner, so I don't know if that's poor translation or English, but it's always a confusing mess with this thing. I've always been a fan of Stardust Memory. I remember as a kid staying up late at night in the early 2000s to watch it on Adult Swim. This thing was a badass OVA series, even though it was only 13 episodes. Stardust Memory is important because it links together the original 0079 with Zeta Gundam. It tells you what happens to the Earth Federations and the remnants of Zeon, how we got the Titans, how Haman became so prominent in the second half of the Second Zeon War. So this thing is the interlining link between early and mid UC. And I'm pretty excited because the GPO line usually has some pretty good designs. Now, admittedly, I'm not the biggest fan of the Full Burner, but it just strikes out more than the plain old GPO1, because to me, the plain GPO1 looks like a bootleg of RX-78. Now, with this, a lot of Gunpla fans have said this needs a 2.0 or a Verka treatment. Maybe not so much. Obviously, 20 years has gone by, but maybe just like the Easy 8, it might have some proportion issues, but it still stands out as a testament of what early Master Grades were able to come up with back in the late 90s. So, with some enthusiasm, let's open up this box and see what we have here. Opening up the box, and you're going to see that for the most part, it's your traditional early Master Grade. You're going to get a lot of separate parts. The A-plate is actually multicolored, but it's mainly for the inner frame. I'll admit, I'm not the biggest fan of the white. It has this greenish hue to it that kind of looks disgusting, but maybe that's just due to old age. You're also going to get 2 sheets of polycaps. You're going to get this nice soft material for some of the connector parts, and you're going to get a few stickers. So from what I'm seeing, it's really run-of-the-mill late 90s, early 2000s Master Grade. Nothing special, nothing flashy, but it gets the job done. All built up, and now we have the Gundam GP01 Full Burner. I gotta say, I'm having a bit of a mixed bag with the final product. While I feel that all of the proportions are accurate to the anime, there are a lot of color inaccuracies unaccounted for. A lot of the verniers are supposed to be a mix of inner frame gray and red. However, they're not there. Not even stickers are given to you, which means you're going to have to paint. And the lack of color separation here, which is going to make it very daunting to a beginner and even challenging to an intermediate painter. Otherwise, despite that, I will say that this is very representative of the final product of the GP01. Now, while its looks might disappoint, maybe its articulation can hold up better than what's missing. Like always, we're going to start with the head. The head is on a ball joint and a polycap, so it can go up and down, side to side, and 360 degrees, no problem. Might need to be a little bit mindful of the collar, but otherwise nothing should constrict you from moving the head. The shoulder is on its own hinge, however the arms can't really even go parallel to each other. It can go 360 degrees, but due to the depth of the polycap, it comes off way too easily. You're going to get very limited movement in the chest due to the core fighter gimmick. The arms, you're going to get a 100 degree, maybe 135 if you push it. The hands are using the old style 3-1 trigger split, so no pegs or hold weapons. The side skirts, front skirts, and back skirts can move mainly uninterrupted, except for the back skirts due to the core fighter. And with the legs, while it has double jointed knees, you're really not going to get the knee spread. The ankles, the shin guard can move up, and you can get some side to side, but the individual toes really aren't going to move that far for you. So, articulation here is very disappointing. Not even manageable. Just like every Master Grade, it comes with a set of accessories. However, they're very by the book and standard. First, we have the GP01 shield, and I decided to use some of the dry transfers to try to spice things up a little bit with its aesthetics. How it's supposed to work is that you're going to use the back side of the forearm, which has a polycap, and connect it with the shield. You would think that would work. However, the shield is just so big, it's hard for that polycap connection to really work. Then you have to add in weight issues. After a while, when you're trying to maneuver the shield, the weight of it compared to the connection to the arm is going to give out, and either the shield is going to pop out of the polycap, or the whole arm together is just going to fall off, which gets very frustrating after a while, even after you fold off the shield. Next, you get the beam rifle, and it's fairly standard. It comes with a clear piece that you can paint up to be a clear red. And the GP01 can hold it. However, due to the length of the back of the beam rifle, you have to pose it in an awkward way with the hand. So, he can hold it up, but it gets challenging due to no pegs and the maneuverability of the arms again. You also get 2 beam sabers and 2 beam hilts that come off the core fighter. And no problems with it, you just gotta close the hands tight enough. Now, with this being a family relative of the RX-78, it comes with a core fighter. And again, missing paint apps aside, it gets the job done. However, it does have some cool gimmicks. What you can do is swap out the chest pieces on both the core fighter and the Gundam itself, so you can have it open up to look like it has verniers on its chest. And the effect works pretty well. And you can also flip the switch on the shoulders to have more verniers pop out. I would say that this is probably the best gimmick in the GP01 full burner. That really works out, and there's really no complications or issues with it whatsoever. Whew, boy. What do I have to say about the full burner? What I want to say is, yeah, it's a little bit of a mixed bag, but due to its age, you can forgive a lot of its mistakes, and you can appreciate it for what it is. It's still a rock-solid kid, and it's really awesome. Don't mind getting it because of its age goes by. That's what I want to say. But I just can't say it. This thing sucks. You guys were right. This needs a 2.0. The problems that I have with this kit are, for the first part, this thing feels so flimsy. Just the hold, it flops around too easily. And the problem with that is it follows the precedent set by the 1/100s of the time, where all or most of the joints are made of polycaps. So it's just feeling very loose. There is inner frame in this kit, but 90% of it is in the legs, and you would think that with the inner frame and legs, it would be able to stand better. But no! This thing is just a clumsy mess. And the core fighter is very unstable. It keeps coming off. It won't stay within its position in the chest, and I keep having to push it in and out, and it's just, I can't deal with this thing. Part of me just wants to slam it in a wall right now. This, again, I know it's 1997, but even for its time, it's only maybe one step above the 1/100 old school Gundam wing kits. This thing is a mess, and I can't recommend it. I would say go for the real grade, high grade Perfect grade, if you really want detail, that's the way to go. This thing is just, it should be really classified as metal grade. So that's my opinion on this thing, and I know probably some of you wanted me to give a more positive answer, but I just couldn't. This thing is a bit of a train wreck in terms of design, and with today's technology, it could be done a lot better. The perfect grade came out in 03, and this did it so much better. The high grade can do this much better. This is just a disappointment. I'm not happy to have it in my collection, and I really regret getting it. I'd rather have gotten the F91. The only thing holding me back from that was we got the 2.0, but guys, don't get the Master Grade GP01, 2, or 3. The GP04 from the RE100, that's okay for a guy, but that's my review, and I'm ending it like that. This is 101R Smith, and I will see you later. Peace! Or should I say, this thing should rest in peace.